Hello, my name is Stephyne, and I am one of your hosts for this month's Coffee House, Realistic Illusions. Realistic Illusions is all about an alternate reality that you want to create, whether that be love, lust, or your own fantasy. It's simply all up to you. I am so excited to share with you and welcome you to our Poets on program. Our first poet is Diego Mendez reading The Woods Affair.
The Woods Affairs. Our walks cast joy everlasting into you and me. For centuries, people would have dreamed for something as this to be. Merry as blue jays singing sweet songs of love safe, while rivers flow and flow, steadfast continuously, image of long security. I, sauntering to our spot, barely containing my glee, you find and hold me, soft wind being our only companion. In the moment garments are discarded, Grant Oak's voyeur, while you cause me to falsetto. You make a weird grin as I realize what's in me. It may have been the few leaves in my dress after I put it back on, or the passion, yet I was left saddened. I fell into an illusion, thinking it was love, not just sex.
Hi, my name is Morgan, and I will be reading my piece, Journey to the Edge of Peace. She stands in a dark room. She reaches out her hands and grasps for something, anything, but she is only met with air. With a deep gasp of breath, the lights in the room turned on. She collapses only a second later. Reaching up to her head, she scratches and scratches until pieces of her bloody scalp settles under her nails. She cries out for help. Peace! Give me peace, God! Give me peace! Her voice loses its strength and she continues to cry. The tight lump in her throat falls deep into her stomach and sits until her voice is ready to be used again. With a rare, slow pace, she rolls onto her back and stares into space. She searches for something. She searches for the moment. She searches for the moment when she couldn't take it anymore. The moment where all peace fell out of her mind and onto the plane of invisible and unreachable. She has no peace of mind. Her mind runs every day, non-stop, ongoing. It is a constant marathon. It runs forever. Or forever is what it seems like. She thinks it will never end. She thinks it will never stop. She asks her thoughts, when will you stop running? When will you stop? Her thoughts reply with the same answer that she has been receiving for what seems like her whole life. I'll stop when I have to. With a sigh, she closes her eyes and tries to search for the little crumb of peace that enters her mind when she tries really, really hard to find it. The colors swirl beneath her eyelids. She follows one swirl, the green one. She watches it go around in circles, through circles, above circles, and below them. She follows it until her breathing slows down and she can no longer hear her thoughts spilling the ideas that constantly plague her mind. Once she has slipped into her peace, she tries to savor it until it goes away again. From the outside, her body has found itself to be curled inwards. She holds herself, protecting herself from the evils in her head. She shivers whenever a sound too loud interrupts her peace. She hears her door open. She hears it too loudly. It wakes her. The minute her eyelids separate and the crust falls from her eyes, the thoughts flood her mind once again. The time, it is on a constant loop. It bounces from one thought to another and back to the first one that appeared. With a cry of frustration and pain, she unfolds herself and rises up in one fluid motion. She goes to stand in the mirror and watches the veins in her head press against the skin on her forehead. She stares so closely that she starts to see the thoughts appear in her skin. She leans so close to the mirror that the head connects with the cool glass. The chill that runs through her body stops her thoughts for one quick second. In that second, her body releases a sigh of relief. But just like that, It was gone again. Moving away from the mirror, she goes and lowers her back to the ground again. Repeating the same routine as before, she closes her eyes. Following the swirl again, she falls into its journey. The journey to the edge of peace that her thoughts give her when she sleeps. The journey to the one thing she desires most. And now I will be reading my poem, Spoken Through Glass. The window has finally been cleaned, and I can finally see through it. Months upon months pass where I cannot see you. You have grown. Your bud has sprouted into a beautiful flower. Maybe you missed me. Maybe you didn't. I missed you. Every day I wondered what you looked like. Were you red? Were you white? Did you wonder about me? I know you told me to watch the window before I couldn't see through it anymore. I know I should have listened, but I didn't. I understand if you don't want to talk to me. I wouldn't want to talk to me either. You aren't saying so much, so I'll go. I'll just go. I want you to know that I do love you. I always have, always will. If you ever need me, I'm right inside. And don't worry, I'll be sure to keep the window clean this time. And now I will be reading my piece, Doll. Living in a world made from your image, my button eyes reflect the sadness in your face. I was stitched by the hands of depression and insecurity. I am your creation. Stitch by stitch, you leave a mark on my body, bruised purple and blue, yet I still look to you. Concerned the measurements were off, I wondered why you looked the way you look. Droopy eyes rush over my body and search for something wrong. I know you'll fix it immediately once you find it. Is it my hair? Did the muddy brown curls not fall like you wanted? Or is it my body? Did the twists and turns of my curvature not meet your standards? I'm your doll, of course. Make me what you want. Finding nothing, you put down the needle. Your hand itches to reach for it, but you resist. Working your hands around me, shivers spread inside of me. I watch the desire in your eyes slowly take over the sadness. They fight with all weapons drawn. Desire wins. You take me in your arms and twirl me around. You put me here, there, and there. Over the years, you cut, measure, and stitch me up again. We fall into a routine. You say, I do. I'm your doll. Dressed in blue and purple, colors you wish to see most, I look to you. Are you happy now? Is my job complete? Did I satisfy you? Questions never answered, you continue to twirl me around. It's our dance, our routine. I grow tired, you notice, though you don't care. Mindless attempts and mindless choices. You did whatever you wanted, and I lied there in your hands waiting for the next step, the next move, the next... We dance and dance and dance some more. This is exhausting. Again, you notice, but you still don't care. I'm not sure what I expected. Made to satisfy your needs, why did I ever think I had a say? Why did I ever think? All I am is your doll. All I am is your doll.
Taylor Lafayette, brown. Handsome in black. Tight coils expand when pulled. Your marked melanin skin glimmers in the sun. You've always caught my eye. Nose wide and flat, a feature of yours I favor most. Eyes deep set in brown, draw me closer in, hard to escape, but easy to get lost in. I've imagined our next encounter. This moment, where things have progressed, headspace is cleared, hearts willing and ready. Here comes my favorite part. Strong built arms to engulf me, providing a miscomfort. My equally wide nose catches whiff of your scent, cocoa and pine. Finally, I get sense that I'm back home. I am once more entranced by you. Lost in the stretches of your coffee brown skin, I realize that this is paradise, my own slice of heaven, a holy experience etched black, boy.
This is I want a classic love, like Will and Jada, no entanglements involved. I want a love that's pure, committed, judgment-free. I want a love like Kurt and Courtney, only till death do us part, so encaptured in someone that I use my last breath to say, I love you. I want a love like Johnny and June, slow country songs written about us, by us, an icon of soulmates, slow dances in the kitchen to no music. I want a love like Ellen and Portia, silly moments and Polaroid pictures, hand-holding and finger kisses, passionate, reckless, imperfect. I want front porches and sweet tea, warm coffee and even warmer love, pink clouds and lightning bolts, your humming and my laughter. I want a love like orange sunsets and tangerine-flavored kisses, brown sugar spilled on the kitchen table, red lipstick on your cheeks.
Alter ego. Mind wandering and wandering. No one wants to face their inner demons. A meeting has been called. Now I see myself in a different place. A crowd of twisted personas leaned in from their stands. Guilty, they crawl it along with nasty things. Liar, freak, broken. Chains of sorrow weigh me down. I struggle to stand. The judge stood at her stand, smirking as if she knew something I didn't. Accusations were being thrown. They had somehow taken a physical form. The crowd roared. The judge did nothing to silence them. The judge's voice boomed loud above the rest, calling for the trial to begin. The judge was me, but different. Her eyes stood slit pupils like a dragon. Blood dripped from her eyes. I knew this face way too well. Some personification of evil. Welcome to your trial, Lily. She smirked sarcastically as she spoke. Defend yourselves from these accusations successfully, or... She looked at the gallows on the other side of the platform. A shudder went down my spine. I don't have a choice. There is no need for this. I looked down at the ground. And why is that? Tauntingly she spoke. Because I've decided to forgive myself for all my faults. I've decided not to let these accusations control me anymore. I'm not a freak. I'm a person with issues. There's nothing wrong with that. Her eyes narrowed. You can't do that. You forget your place, marching up the steps to the place she stood. You don't get to control me anymore. The crowd was silent now. Everyone was still leaning in, watching intently. Get out of here, I said sternly. She hissed inhumanly and tried to stand her ground. I stood firmly in place. You don't have power over me anymore. You aren't even real. I am real. You made me real. She looked like a cornered wild animal. I did make you, and I'm unmaking you now. She angrily lashed out and tried to claw at my face, and she seemed to evaporate before me. I felt a burden being lifted from me. Then I opened my eyes. The battle was internal. That doesn't make it less real.
Hi, my name is Malie, and this piece is entitled Father-Daughter Dance. My father loves flowers. Captivated by their fragility, he holds them in the palms of his hands the way he held me as a child. He is a paragon of chivalry, but humility is a stranger, and pride is his long-lost lover. He holds the door for my mother, wears his shirts tucked in, listens to the radio, and favors the color blue. My father loves Jesus, rests his knees on the hardwood floor, and sheds a single tear as he prays for his daughter. To him, crying is not strength, is not power, is not man, is not him. He paints a pretty picture using pastels and deceit, mirroring the man he's supposed to be. My father loves flowers. Captivated by their fragility, he holds them in the palms of his hands the way he held me as a child. Now he holds me as a woman, my feet no longer needing to rest on his as we dance, and my body no longer a fragile flower.
Hey guys, it's Katie here. Me and Stephanie both really appreciate you guys are participating in this month's coffee house. You know, things were a bit hectic and we had to do it virtually, but we're really glad we can make it work. Just want to say thank you for everyone who came and everyone who's watching. We're going to close now. I'm going to read one of my poems that kind of fits the theme of realistic illusions. It's called Lost Lover's Paradise. But when I close my eyes, after the silence rises like a setting sun, you still remain in my mind. Your lulling voice and kindling smile remind me that this will only last but a while. But for this instant, nothing is existent. For you were trapped in my dreams, and I in your gaze, with your eyes that gleam like 100 sun rays. Their warmth illuminating my once empty soul, that craves for the words that you once told, and I yearned for nothing more than to feel your hold around all my imperfections. And as my head lays on your beating chest, and your arms curl around mine, my mind becomes suppressed by the thought of slipping time, and how I can't wait for silence to rise once again.